Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Why Healthy Eating Doesn't Have to Be Perfect. I'm Clausiana Wertz, your host, and I'm thrilled to have you here with us today. This podcast is all about breaking down the myths and pressures surrounding diet perfectionism. Joining me on this journey today is someone I deeply admire, Elira Stone, who has a knack for experimenting with fitness and eating habits without losing their mind over it. Elira, welcome!
Thanks so much, Clausiana. I'm so excited to be here. Healthy eating is such a personal and often complicated journey, and I love the idea of normalizing imperfection in it.
Absolutely. It's funny how we often feel the need to make everything around food and fitness so punitive, right? Like one day you have a kale salad, and the next you eat a donut and suddenly it's all over.
Exactly. It's almost as if slipping up even once completely negates all the healthy choices you've made. It's really about building a realistic approach that's sustainable in the long run. You can't go and punish yourself for long-term success.
And that's the crux, Elira. We are so conditioned to think of diets as an all-or-nothing game. So tell me, in your experiments and research, what have you found is the greatest hindrance to people achieving a balanced diet mindset?
Oh, I'd say one of the biggest hindrances is the pervasive myth of perfectionism itself. People think they need to have perfect eating habits to be healthy, and that stress and pressure can often backfire, leading them to abandon their efforts altogether. It's amazing how liberating it can be to accept that you'll have good days and not so good days.
I find that's true in so many areas of life, don't you? Whether it's a career, relationships, or our own well-being, aiming for progress rather than perfection is often more beneficial. What about practical steps? How can we facilitate this mindset shift towards balance and moderation in eating?
First off, I found it helpful to encourage people to reframe what success looks like to them personally. Instead of a rigid set of dietary laws, embrace the idea of making better choices more often than not. Small, daily changes add up over time and create healthier habits.
Yes, and I always tell my clients to celebrate those small victories. Let go of defining your worth by a number on the scale or a dress size. How do you feel? How's your energy? I think those are the metrics we should care about.
Definitely. And another thing is to be on the lookout for small habits that you can improve or introduce into your lifestyle. Maybe it's adding one more vegetable to your plate or drinking an extra glass of water each day. Bite-sized changes are much easier to digest, pun intended.
Haha, love that pun. Indeed, people underestimate the power of incremental change. It's like moving a mountain one pebble at a time. Over time, those pebbles begin to move entire habits and lifestyles. It's very empowering.
And it's critical to be patient and forgive yourself for those inevitable slip-ups. I remember when I first started my experimentation, I tried to adhere to this perfect eating plan and failed spectacularly. It was only when I acknowledged that it's okay to deviate occasionally that I found balance and eventually saw consistent results.
I can certainly relate. When I lost 30 kilos, there were so many times people told me I must be following some perfect plan. But really, it was all about finding what worked for me, making mindful choices, and not getting bogged down by the occasional indulgences.
Your journey is such a great testament to the power of that mindset. Could you share more about how you integrated flexibility into your eating habits?
For me, it all started with confronting the guilt I felt after enjoying something not typically labeled as healthy. I started seeing food as just food, neither a villain nor a hero. Over time, this translated into a more intuitive style of eating where I honored hunger cues, and it naturally led me to make healthier choices more consistently.
That's such an inspiring approach. It's almost like you stepped out of the diet race and created your own path. How did this mindset shift affect your long-term well-being?
It has been life-changing, really. Once I let go of the rigidity, I felt more connected to my body and its needs. I noticed improvements not just in my physical health, but also in my overall happiness and stress levels. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping others create their own version of healthy living.
So inspiring, Clausiana. I'm sure many listening today can see a bit of their own struggles in your story. We often talk about self-compassion here on the podcast. Can you elaborate on how it interacts with healthy eating?
Absolutely. Self-compassion is like having a supportive friend in your corner, even when you're hard on yourself. When you treat yourself with kindness, you actually give yourself room to make mistakes without harsh judgment. This leads to more sustainable changes because you're not stuck in a cycle of guilt and shame.
Right. And self-compassion is about understanding that nobody is perfect and everyone has off days. When you embrace that perspective, it shifts the focus from an external idea of perfection to an internal journey of well-being.
I think that's a lovely note to emphasize. Often, we start these journeys with the focus on restricting and denying, but it should be more about understanding and nurturing ourselves. Before we wrap up, Alira, do you have any final words for our listeners who might be struggling with the pressures of desire and dietary perfectionism?
Yes, of course. I'd just say to take this journey one step at a time. Embrace your imperfections and celebrate every small win. Give yourself credit for the positive changes you're making, no matter how small they seem. Remember, healthy eating is a lifelong journey, not a destination.
Beautifully said, Alira, and so encouraging. It's been wonderful having you on the show today. Thank you so much for sharing your insights.
Thank you, Clausiana. I've really enjoyed our chat, and I hope our listeners will take away something valuable today.
And thank you to everyone for tuning in. Remember, healthy eating doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Join us next time for more insights and laughs. Until then, take care.